Well, hey man, how was your first? You can call it a month, basically, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's intense.
Yeah.
You're
It's
getting
been,
a little closer to the mic, and you should be good.
There we go.
Yeah.
No.
Don't drink the booze, Marty. Stay away. Yeah, it was hectic for sure. I mean, you started midway through, but do you feel like you're settling in?
If it feels a little bit better now, for sure. Still nerve-wracking. Still trying to set in and plan properly and get grading done properly and just try not to fuck up.
Well, you're doing fine though. You're doing probably better than I did in my first year.
Probably not.
We were talking. We were talking about my mock interview. What are you doing, bud? My mock interview with like the principal and the assistant principal that pretended to be students from hell.
Yeah.
And I just had no clue that they clearly didn't care about like the academic stuff. It was just they wanted to see how I could handle. I had no clue at the time because I was so nervous. But I feel like you've got a better grasp on it. You're not just talking about the content. Sorry, if you guys can hear this, I don't know if you'll be able to on audio, but Marty's just going to town on was that a pumpkin?
Pumpkin, yeah. Pumpkin with a couple ropes coming out of it.
So, but we did talk about intentionality, and you were doing, making a bigger point of that. So that's a good sign, right?
Yeah. Definitely going over, explaining expectations every time we start a new thing.
Yeah.
And, explaining our day, our agenda, because, throughout the period, you have kids coming in all the time because, it's just
2 minutes left to go when someone walks in. What are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. And we have the agenda on the board and we explain this is what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you have a good group for the lockdown that we had, which was not a drill, a real lockdown?
I did not have a good group. It was all freshmen. And so they were, half of them were panicking. Half of them were causing problems. I didn't even know it was real. And I was panicking that.
Oh, you didn't realize?
I didn't realize it was real.
Oh.
Yeah.
You didn't hear her say, this is not a drill?
I did not hear that part because they were all screaming. When they were saying, when she said lockdown, they all started screaming.
Wow.
So
that's what you want.
Yeah.
For your first one ever as a teacher.
Exactly. So I was just like, wow, I hope admin doesn't hear my class.
Not even worried about a potential situation.
Not even, I was the only one walking around and they're like, yo,
Mr. K, they're gonna shoot you in the head. They're gonna snipe you. And I was like, I don't care. Just shut up. Yeah, I swear to God, we were probably gonna easily die because a kid was on TikTok. So for people that don't know, we had a lockdown. What was it, Thursday?
Yes.
During like 6th period, which is like towards the end of the day, obviously afternoon, and shortly after all the lunch periods are over, which is the worst time. And do you know why we did that? Did you hear about what actually happened?
Yeah. So we had an online threat to shoot up our school unless the kids weren't released until at 1:30.
What? Why?
I have no idea.
And it's no joke. Like if you're not a Chicago teacher and you're listening, there were a few kids at Simeon, which is Simeon College Prep or Simeon Career Academy, that there were threats online,
which is 15 minutes away.
Is it really that close? I didn't realize.
Yeah, my dad drives by it every day going to work.
Oh,
my dad works 15 minutes away.
Did you hear though about there were I think 2 or 3 kids that were shot and killed.
2 kids were shot and killed. Yeah, one of the kids was a cousin of a kid in my 6th period class.
Oh God, yeah, it's crazy. There's so much what is it, 6 degrees of separation? Like all of our kids, unfortunately know some. Like there were some kids at SIU that used to go to our school. They graduated this past year, and there was like a shooting on campus, and like all of our kids that went there knew the girl that was killed. Just, it's terrible.
What's SIU?
The university.
Oh, Southern.
Yeah. They were seniors last year, so they graduated and now they're moving on. But yeah, well, so the lockdown was for sure not a drill. No one was in the building, of course, but we for sure would have been dead if there were, because like I had a really good group, but I still had to like remind them. I was like, for sure, go on your phones. I don't care, but I should not hear it. Because if I can hear it, that's not a good sign. And,
I had kids calling people.
Oh God, where I heard about a couple kids. I don't want to say it because I don't want to bleep it because I'm lazy. But a kid apparently called 911 to be like, they're about to come to our school, like just making things worse.
Oh my God.
I heard that there were a couple of kids in the music classroom that the music teachers like bug out space is like basically a vault. So they were just all in this room, and some kid apparently had really bad smelling shoes.
Oh my God.
Lockdown. It was like an hour long, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, how'd that go? So like I didn't care about phones. You mentioned that you were like, no phones, guys, because you were thinking school rules.
That was 8th period.
Oh, after it. Got it. Yeah.
No, I didn't care about phones during the lockdown, but they just wouldn't shut up.
It was really bad.
They wouldn't shut up.
The freshmen are always,
And I'm like, guys, be quiet. I was doing everything to try to get them to be quiet. But, one thing or another. It's just, especially when they're grouped together.
Oh, yeah.
All on one side of the room.
And nothing to really do. Really, our hands are tied where it's just, you're just going on the good graces of like, hey, you know me. Like, can you guys not?
I threatened them. I'm like, guys, I swear to God, if you don't stop, I'm going to take all of your phones for the next week and put them in the lockbox when you come in.
Right. Did you do it?
No.
Are you going to do it?
No.
Oh.
Wait, time. No. What I said was, if I got in trouble.
There you go. There you go.
That's what I said.
Do you think you would take phones? Like, I know that some teachers have done it. I do it, but I have a lockbox like you do. And some people have like had phones that were damaged or lost.
I've taken phones already this year, like 10 times. But no, luckily I haven't had any that are damaged. That's what I keep worrying about that after you told me about that. We still need to figure out the combination.
Yeah. Well, luckily there's only 999 combinations on both sides.
Oh man. So each time I'm like, they're like, are you locking that? And I'm like, maybe.
As long as they know, hey, Marty, come here. Yeah, as long as they know they shouldn't be in it.
Yeah.
That's the key thing. I don't always lock it when I put the phones in there, but yeah.
I make it very dramatic. I close it very loud. Yeah. And then everybody's like, oh, whose phone did he take?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You know what you should start to do? You could have a kid do it for Marty. You could have a kid figure out hey, I want you to try 000 through 999.
That should be,
take the 50 minutes.
I should do a lunch detention.
Where they figure out the combination.
Yes.
I have a kid that sat there. I didn't realize it during my co-talk class. He sat there for like 10 seconds. Figured out the combination of mine.
Really?
I had to change it after 5 years. Yeah. So that sucked. But granted, wouldn't be that hard to figure it out because there are not that many combination options.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, maybe I should upgrade to like a biometric, like a gun-safe biometric, but for phones when kids get it taken away. Maybe I should actually.
That. Yeah. I was about to say.
Mine was like $160, $200. Maybe they reimburse for a gun safe. I need a gun safe. Are they arming teachers? You're like, no, this is for cell phones.
We are going the Trump route. We are arming teachers.
Good times. Oh my God. Yeah, that was truly insane. I when it comes down to it, like we could have, let's say there was actually someone in the building, which by the way, security on the floor was like laughing about some video in the hallway. So it's really hard to be like, this is not a drill, guys. Take it seriously. Be quiet. This is for your safety.
I did see them on the phone. Actually, because I was looking out the window and she was on her phone.
It's like, damn it. Can you like stifle the go somewhere? Like
do something.
That's the first like actual lockdown I've ever had.
Really?
We've done soft lockdowns where like we limit the movement from class to class in the hallway, but we've never done it and it's like something in the community.
Yeah.
But I think because this is a community threat specifically to the school, that's a little bit different.
Holy cow.
Come here.
Yep, I told you my dad heard about it.
He was probably the first one too. I was on the Citizen app. I was checking. I couldn't find anything. Marty, come here. Come here. Good boy. Yeah, bud. I know you peed, but I don't want to risk it. You know, we're 99% potty trained with this little guy. I was boasting about it. Like, yeah, he's a year old. He's already potty trained. And then he had an accident that day. Didn't you, bud?
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah. And it wasn't just number one. It was number one. And then in a separate location, 2 seconds later, number two.
Oh.
But at least it was dry, right? As he's staring at me. Anyways, have you heard about Lori Lightfoot, our lovely mayor that seems to love teachers?
Oh, yeah.
She's been an absolute pill. I don't know how you feel about her. She was not the union's, what do you call it? Endorsement?
Yeah.
Is that what it called? Or whoever it was? It was Tony Preckwinkle.
Yeah, yeah.
But here we are. And apparently the statement that she made, because there was criticism about, what are you doing, Marty? There was criticism about the rollout of the COVID safety stuff and the COVID testing stuff, and she passed the buck. And with the union, which we are the union, we are teachers, we are part of it, she was saying, like, these teachers on the sideline throwing bombs to criticize us, it's not helping.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, listen, motherfucker, you call this the sidelines? Absolutely not. Like, people, there are a bunch of teachers on social media posting themselves in classrooms saying, this is the sideline to you, Lori.
Yeah. We're on the battlefront. We're in the game. She's on the sidelines. She's on the sidelines.
Do you think she's a one-term mayor based off all this bullshit?
For sure.
I don't.
She is for sure a one-term mayor. I mean, everybody dislikes her. The right dislikes her. The left dislikes her.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't see her being more than a one-term mayor.
I'd be shocked. She's led to, well, I mean, you can't blame her for the crime, but she's led to more issues in our district alone, on top of everything else that she says and does. That's just, people are already sick of it. She looks like if Bruno Mars was sickly. She looks terrible.
I mean, remember when she was at Lala?
Oh, they're super like
the
baggy
meme.
pants
She looked like Bruno Mars, like an old version of Bruno Mars
with the fedora and everything. Yeah. She was really trying on that one.
Yeah.
But
no, she's in trouble.
I hope so.
I mean, well, the thing is, I mean, you have a neoliberal mayor who is super pro-business. She worked at one of the biggest law firms in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then she's playing identity politics. So not only do far leftist Bernie bros hate her because she's neoliberal, okay, but she's playing identity politics. So the right-wing people hate her.
Right. They for sure hate her.
Yeah. So she's
you ask me about pronouns?
Yeah. I mean, she's hated on all sides. I mean, she was doing okay during the COVID pandemic.
I thought I didn't have that big, aside from the teacher strike, I didn't have that strong of an opinion about her.
Yeah.
But now, yeah, passing the buck to blame the teachers and then say we're on the sidelines and all that shit, among other issues.
There's
something about mayors that just, no matter who they are or what political affiliation they have, they always fuck over the teachers.
Yeah.
I saw something with the state of Florida that if a student has COVID in the state of Florida, they are not required to quarantine.
I just saw that today.
Shit?
I just saw that today.
It's always Florida. I was telling Kai, who she's been on the podcast, if you're listening, I was telling her, like, she's from Florida. I was like, why is it always you guys? You Floridians. She's like, I wish I knew. That's all she could say. She had no, like, quip or anything. She's just like, I don't know.
I mean, all you have to say, Florida.
True.
It's Florida.
Oh my God, that place. So I'm thankful that we have the mask mandates, but I did this survey actually. I made one on Google Form and I asked, other stuff too, SEL things, but I even asked the kids like, what do you think of COVID and the masks and stuff like that? And even though only 2 kids said that it wasn't an issue and this is all fake, so we're talking like 90% of kids are like, yeah, it's real. Like let's not mess around with this. Almost all of them were like, well, I shouldn't say that. Half of them were like, I understand the masks. It's not a problem. I get it. And the other half were like, well, the masks are stupid and it doesn't actually do anything. It's like, what are you talking about, dude?
Oh my God.
And of course, I knew the kids that would probably say that.
Yeah.
Because they're a constant issue. But you're very confused, Marty. I know. Sometimes we get heated. Not at each other, just about politics. Nothing. There's nobody there. No roof. No.
So I'm doing a separate count for masks. I know you do
phones and behavior.
Yeah, phones and behavior and masks for a movie day. So mine is a mask because they're all freshmen and they're just
one item at a
bring
time.
in candy. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, if we all wear our masks, if I don't have to remind you 5 times or more in a day, all week long, I will bring in candy. And for 6th period, I've just stopped.
You just gave up on it?
I just gave up on it because it's like, and like the kids, like the good kids too, they're like, we're never getting candy. I mean,
they just gave up on their classmates.
They're just like, yeah, she's never going to put up her mask.
Yeah, that's probably part of it. Well, and some kids even redirect other students.
Yeah.
But it's at a certain point, it's like, all right, I'm going to stick to this incentive thing and I'm going to encourage you that you're close so you don't give up. But like, I have 2 class periods that they have 31 apiece. They're tied for purpose. I had a stroke. They're tied for first place. And a different class period in the afternoon has literally 72. More than double what the 2 classes have combined. And I know you're probably thinking, well, what about class size? The 7th period group that has more than double of 2 class periods is half the size of one of them. And on top of it, the 7th period group, there was a town hall one day, so they have 1 less class. And then their most recent class followed up the lockdown. So they basically have 2 less days, and they have double what both classes are, more than 2 classes combined.
Do you have a bunch of guys that leave for that program on Thursdays?
BAM and WOW and all that stuff? I don't remember, but probably.
So, like, even that. I know. So, Wednesdays, the girls who are troublesome in my 6th period, they leave on
group.
Wednesdays.
And then the other group on Thursday.
So, the girls leave on Wednesdays. Even then, it was still just like, I was like, guys, you're at like 10. I've reminded you 10 times and half the class is gone.
That's insane. Jeez. Which, by the way, did you hear that the therapy dog fell through for right now? The school. Yeah. They promised it for the kids. And then
they said it on the announcements.
They even like pictures, like here's the dog. I think her name was Marley, and then it wasn't a sure thing. But they were excited about it. And now here we are. I think they've got a backup agency, but that was such a shame. I know they really put the horse before the wagon there, but I know I felt terrible when they were like, so when's this happening? And I was like, I got a story to tell you. It's the whole thing of like,
no.
So basically the volunteer, it's a volunteer thing for her to get here. Obviously she's not paid to do that. Basically she wouldn't get approval from her boss to leave her job early enough on the 1 day a week she would be able to, to get to the school on time. So she can't do it.
Yeah. Can you cut this part out?
Sure. Yeah. 100%. 100%. I might leave it. Maybe I'll bleep the name or something like that. No one's going to guess who it was. Even if they know our school and they work with us, they're not going to know who it was. But yes, someone definitely put the cart before the horse. But yeah.
And it's someone that was very suspect.
For sure, par for the course. For sure, definitely on point. I just realized too, I was like, damn, am I going to still have my voice tomorrow? Because I got to coach a game tomorrow.
You got to coach a game.
And I got to be at the school by like noon, and the game isn't until 4. This voice is going to be gone.
When's the last game?
We go into like mid-October.
Oh, good. Okay.
So yeah, because you're done at the old job.
Yeah,
tomorrow. Well, by the time this comes out, you'll be done. So yay!
So I'll be able to. Yeah. Thank God.
That applause wasn't for you, Marty, but I'm glad you're ready for it. We did the thing when you applaud your dog for nothing, and he started smiling. He's always smiling. That was fun, though.
Marty's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He's just looking at me now, confused.
Yeah, I need to make sure I take everything tomorrow. Got to get my
Oh,
diplomas hanging on the wall. I need to get...
You going to hang them at the school?
No.
Diplomas.
They'll be
gone.
Gone.
One day with a sub. Where'd my diplomas go? Oh, those were yours? I thought the kids wanted them. What are you talking about? I used to have all these snacks in my desk. And usually if there's like a Saturday SAT or ACT, I would proctor it anyway. And I could be in my own room, obviously, for that. But I wasn't for this one. I was like unavailable. And some proctor, used my room, whatever. I don't really care. It's fine. All the stuff I care about's locked up. There's nothing out that, And fast forward to the Monday after that SAT or ACT, whatever it was. All my desk snacks were gone. Oh my God. Every last one of them. So I don't know if they ate them because they were a beast or if they gave them to the kids because they thought, oh, this is what this is for.
Oh, man.
But all of it. My emergency, I forgot lunch meals, my granola bars, all of it gone.
That's unbelievable.
No one has any regard for other people's stuff.
Can't get any respect.
Did I ever tell you my first summer after my first year of teaching? I was there in the building because I started coaching for the first time football that year.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to my classroom and, they wax the floors too much in schools.
Yeah.
My desk was gone.
Really?
Because they moved it into the hall, moved the desk into the hall with all the other furniture. Someone walked by and was like, oh, that's nice. So I had to go find my desk.
They took your desk.
Yeah. So that's why all my shit's labeled with my name everywhere. I'm like a leg and the underside of something.
That's why he has his name all over the room.
Yep. You have to, otherwise it will be gone.
Oh my God.
Although
I'll have to do that.
You got to label everything. Sharpie, with masking tape or maybe do it directly. Like my staplers and sharpeners, it's on the thing.
Yeah.
With my room number. So if I ever move to another school, what's this classroom number mean? Don't worry about it. But yeah, they will take anything. Even that little crank table that you have that raises and lowers with the crank. You got to label that. Someone will find it and be like, that's cool, and take it. It's ludicrous.
Unbelievable.
That's the world we live in, I guess, or the school that we work in. Where we live in, the school we work in. But yeah.
I just rearranged my room. Even
after because we took out those plastic things, right? You got the file cabinet in there for the missing work.
Yeah, I did. I rearranged the desks. So the groups I spread out. The
tables in the back that
I'm going to do the table. I'm going to move the tables in the back. I did the groups in lines now. So when we do group work, then they can combine them.
Okay. Yeah.
And then just because these freshmen, just nonstop chatter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's a nice little formation.
Oh, like a U?
Yeah, it's like a
nice.
U.
Nice.
Yeah. So they can easily turn into groups and they can easily turn into partners.
Right.
So side partners, back partners. So there's two U's. There's a smaller U in the front, then a bigger U in the back.
You got a big enough room for it too.
Yeah.
I used to have those desks and I played around with those formations and stuff like that the first year. And then I got the desks that I have with the wheels on it and the chairs with the wheels, and that makes it a lot easier.
Those are nice. Yeah.
So your room was going to be one of those. That's what Adam was working on. But then they were like, great, we got it. We'll put it in. It was 2 years ago. So not quite cart before the wagon before the horse.
Cart before the horse.
Cart before the horse, whatever it was. Oh, shit. Someone accidentally combined benefit of the doubt.
Marty.
Count your chickens. Oh, he's asleep.
Yeah, he farted.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was you. I didn't want to say anything.
No.
Yeah, that was definitely him in his
Unless
sleep.
it was Ryan.
Could have been.
It could have been.
You want to be my cop-out buddy?
We'll blame it. We'll blame it on Marty.
Look at him asleep. But so a student mentioned something where it was instead of saying benefit of the doubt or count your chickens, they said benefit of the chickens. What the fuck? At least I think that's what they were saying. What else? What other saying is there with chickens? But I don't know. So I have a question for you.
Sure.
Last time you were on the podcast a couple weeks ago, we talked about knowing teachers' morning meeting agendas. So when they take a shit or whatever it is. Have you found out anybody else's?
Yes.
Okay, so we know someone, we won't say who,
But now his is mixed up.
Oh, he's changed.
Yeah,
he's
he's
adapted.
changed.
Okay.
Yeah, actually a couple times a day now.
He's changed his diet.
Yeah, maybe he's eating more fiber.
There you go. Yeah.
But the gentleman down the hall, we were just talking about him.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Every day, third period.
Okay. Interesting.
He shuffles out of his room after the kids leave, goes right into the bathroom.
That's good timing.
Yeah.
I feel like mine's like right when I wake up or never in the day. So that's
Honestly,
good to know. I knew two people's. I know their vulnerabilities.
Yes.
That's what it is.
That's when you can steal stuff from their room.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
And those are the ones to do stuff for. So have you found your own morning meeting or afternoon meeting schedule?
No, it's all fucked up still.
That's an adjustment.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when you were a student teacher, I'm sure you kind of adjusted. I mean, it's 14 weeks as a student teacher?
Yeah.
So you adjust and you get used to like, I have to schedule this BM.
Yeah. There was no way I could do it during prep periods then. Because I only had now I have 3 prep periods, which is great. Then it was just not even 2.
Really?
It was like 2 and a 20-minute lunch.
Wait, how? Was it block scheduling or what?
It was messed up. The lunches were like blocked.
Oh, so then if you don't teach that period, I got it.
So, yeah.
Did you teach 4 classes or 5 as a student teacher?
I taught 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because his 5th was AP. But
nice.
We only had to teach 4.
Yeah, which was nice, which I got a lot of shit from one of my mentors. They were like, "Why? When I was a student teacher."
Really?
Like, chill. I didn't make the rules. We had the TPA at the time, which is a word that you probably didn't want to hear me say ever again.
Oh my God, I was just looking at that the other day.
You found your stuff?
I have all my stuff.
You didn't repress it?
No.
On your hard drive and in your mind?
And this is on my new computer too, so it's like
you
I took it from the old computer, put it on the new computer years ago.
Maybe we can sell it. Like, here's you want to get a 52 plus?
Here's an Ed TPA.
Is that even like a good score anymore? I think at the time it was like you had to get a 40, and we were all like mid 50s, and we're like, great, we were worried for nothing.
Yeah.
But is that even a good score now? Is it like probably like you have to get a 70 to even be a teacher?
That's actually something I'm interested in now, because I was actually thinking about that the other day.
That's like the equivalent of like U.S. citizens that were born here but couldn't pass the citizenship test.
Yeah,
fucking tried. That's like potentially us, except for Ed TPA. For Ed TPA is not a good measure. Oh shit! Is it gone?
I think someone told me that Pritzker got rid of it.
Damn.
Doesn't that make you furious?
We were part of like the second or third group to do it. I knew it was on its way out. I was talking to Julie actually about it not that long ago.
Yeah.
Because there was something about the video portion being taken out because of the confidentiality.
God,
in the videos itself. I just straight up like didn't use a full clip because there was a kid front and center and I didn't know how to blur and like have it follow the kid's face because I'm not tech savvy.
Yeah.
And his parents signed the waiver as do not include my student, which is just as good as not doing the waiver at all. It made it so much harder. I was like, damn, this is a good clip. I can't use it.
Well, my kids were all like our kids now. So guess what?
No waivers returned at all.
None.
That's like
none.
Permission slips too.
So, you know who I did have? I had one. I had one from the mom who I worked with at my part-time job.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
It was
you were like,
so
hey,
funny.
While we're here at work at our other jobs, can you sign this for
It was so funny.
For my free day job?
Yeah. It was because I had known her for a while because I was working in grad school at the hospital, and she was like, and she comes up to me today. She's like, "Hey, Mr. K," and I was like, "What?" She's like,
too. Yeah,
because they have different last names. She was like, "So and so is my son," and I'm like, "Holy shit, Yolanda." You can't. Yeah.
That's the new phrase. Holy shit, Yolanda.
Yeah. Holy shit, Yolanda.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Was her kid a good student?
He was a great kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then it all
He
clicked.
was so quiet, so polite.
I'm excited for you to do your first report card pickup. Because sometimes with report card pickup, when you meet the parents, you can figure out whose parent they are immediately. Like, they'll say 3 words, or like they'll introduce themselves, and that's it. And you're like, oh, got it. You must be Deborah's mom. That's all it takes sometimes.
Oh, boy. My room is a disaster of my own fault.
What do you mean?
It's just, it feels a mess. I don't have any posters that I want up. It's just like, I have shit laying everywhere. Like my crayon box is sitting
crayons? That's awesome.
Sitting on one table, and it's just like sitting there. I have a bunch of boxes. A friend of mine bought me a whole shit ton of folders, enough folders for all my kids.
Which is great because we have so many 3-ring binders as well.
Yeah.
Well, we got rid of those crates at least.
Yeah, I need to throw away. So I gave out a bunch of folders this week. I was like, okay, I told you guys you need a folder and you need a spiral for this class. Who doesn't have a folder? This being the 4th week. Half the hands go up in the room, of course. So I'm like, okay, here's a folder. And then today I was like, I told you guys you need a folder and a spiral for this class. Who doesn't have a spiral? More than half the class hands go up. So I passed them out.
I legitimately, I looked at, before my old MacBook died, I kind of saw it coming. Yeah. So I was getting rid of a bunch of files. And I found my grad school, like, if you had a class tomorrow, what's the syllabus like? And it was like, I should have compared it to like, I should have read it on the podcast, but at the time, didn't think of it. It was like the syllabus from grad school compared to my current one. And it was like, just the materials alone. It was like, I expected them to have a 3-ring binder, a spiral notebook, pens, pencils, highlighters, sticky notes, just like all this shit. And my actual syllabus, the only materials is like pencil. But if you don't have them, there's a box in the room. Like, just the way the standards just dropped on that.
Well, you know what I do? So I give out extra credit. So I'm like,
oh, nice for that stuff. Yeah.
Somebody asks me for a pencil, so I'll give them extra credit on their bell ringer. Does anybody have a pencil for extra credit?
Oh, nice. There we go. You know, what's crazy though is that the group of kids we have now in the building, they actually like keep shit in folders on their own. That was never the case before. Like if you said the word folder, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?" That's for sure a new thing.
Yeah.
I even heard I overheard a substitute in the main office being like, "The kids here are so nice." I was like, "What are you talking about?" But then I remembered, oh no, you're thinking back to your trauma as a teacher here, Ryan. Yeah. Because the kids really are great now.
The juniors all have everything. It's my freshmen that are totally unprepared.
Right. And, they're fresh, clean slate. So hopefully we set those things up. But yeah, that's the challenge. It used to always be the freshmen were the easy group, which was abnormal. That's normally not the case. It's always freshmen. Like that's like oh shit, I have freshmen.
Yeah.
Then when you have sophomores, you're a little bit less oh shitty. And then juniors and seniors, you're like, all right, we're good. But it was always the opposite. It was always, all right, the freshmen are a clean slate. They have no bad habits. The sophomores suck. And, the other ones are whatever.
Yeah.
But now it's back to like what every other school is like.
Exactly.
So enjoy. Aren't you glad you took the job?
Oh, man. Yeah, I wish I had more juniors. But the problem is my juniors in my 8th period are honors.
Right.
So they're just too talkative.
Right. You kind of shift it around. Because it's 3 junior classes of civics and then 2 world?
Yeah.
Okay. Not quite a cushy job because, you still have the 2 freshman ones, but...
Well, I mean, the 2 junior classes are so small.
Yeah. Well, you had 0 in your first period today. You came in
my God.
like,
it's like
10 minutes into the class, you're like, it's just me.
Oh, my God.
That's how I started my teaching career. I didn't have a first period. So I was thinking like, all right, that's good. Everyone's going to be here. I think I had 12 on the roster. And they wanted us in the hallway. So I was like circulating. And then I enter my room just before the bell rings. There's just one fucking kid staring at me. Not even like paying attention to me, probably.
That's me every day. I have one kid.
Yeah.
And we both look at each other and we laugh.
Yeah. Is it at least a good kid that you're like,
yeah,
you can work with?
luckily it's a good kid.
That's good.
She's very good. Yeah.
It would suck if it was like, you have like the one punctual student that's just like high all the time. It's just you and me in this loud environment. But, so that's lucky, I guess.
Yeah.
But.
So I just let her, I'm like, she does the bell ringer. And I'm just like, okay, Brianna, well, we have to work in groups today, so you can just chill for about 10 minutes until everybody comes.
It's such a struggle. Like, it's always like, do you wait for them for a few minutes, or do you move on so they see that consequence? Like, I don't know.
And I mean, it's like, you need to show them the consequences, but with the CPS civics curriculum, it's all group work.
Very group worky and very, at times, abstract. You're kind of fucked.
So it's like, I can't move on now.
Right.
Today I could, because I could just I gave her this reading, and she's a good kid, so she's a very smart kid. So I didn't need to like model any annotating. I'm like, sure. Brianna, just here, do this.
You'll be fine. She's like, what? Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, she's like, she finished it like in 15 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, today was, with remote learning especially, we would do these things where we would give them like an amnesty day, like, hey, we did a bunch the past 2 weeks. Here's a day to just, whatever you need to fix or correct or you're missing, do it. During online learning, though, we use the phrase, that was a big inhale because I can't stand to say flex day. Because it just has because most of our kids freely admit that they were asleep during 90% of the school year last year, especially if they heard the phrase flex day.
Yeah.
So today, being post lockdown and just Friday and a month in, hey, bud. I was like, what else can I do? I don't want to start anything new right now because the next thing I have is a little more hefty. So I was like, I'm going to use a flex day. And no one was fucking here, so I guess it kind of helped. But I did it anyway, and it was kind of, it took off a little bit of the stress from me.
Yeah.
It was like a nice emotional or mental break, whatever you want to call it. But, big stretch, buddy. But, yeah, fucking flex days.
Today, I mean, I was thinking about doing it, but I did move on. And even if I did do it, it was like half the kids that did show up were kids that were already done.
Yeah,
but
that's how it goes.
But because of what happened yesterday, they didn't want to do any work. So
it's gonna happen in 2 weeks.
So now they were like, "We're not doing anything," and I'm like, "Well, you better." And then I'm like, I knew I was going to do it again on Monday. They're like, "Are we going to do this on Monday?" And I'm like, "No." And then at the end of the period, I was like, "We're going to finish this on Monday."
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of those like mid lesson like flexibilities you do, but I swear, like it'll be like October 30th or some shit, and they'll be like, "Well, there was a lockdown on the 23rd of September, so we need to not do anything today." But man. I'm glad that shit's over. But so you're entering your second month basically. How's it feel?
As of Wednesday.
That's the biggest. Yeah, as of Wednesday.
As of Wednesday.
So at the time the episode comes out, But done with your sole focus is on one job finally, so that's exciting. So
yeah.
Nicely done. But yeah.
If only CPS would have been on their game, wouldn't have had to worry about that.
What a perfect introduction to the shit show of a district that is CPS. Man. But hey, man, no, thanks for jumping on though, and
glad to do
a little bit, and congrats on finishing the old job and saying bye to that, and also bye to 2 paychecks, unfortunately. But
yeah, well,
maybe they'll keep you on payroll just as a Greek thing. You never know.
Yeah,
is that likely?
Well, they're pretty desperate, so maybe they'll put me on contract. But
right.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, true. Your sanity is important, but
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna save my voice for not screaming. Hopefully the game goes well. We'll see. It's a tougher opponent this week, but and then I'll send you the schedule if you want to like make it out to a game.
Yeah, I have it. I have it hanging
Okay.
in my room.
Yeah. But anyways, thanks for jumping on. Everybody that's listening, subscribe on Patreon. It's patreon.com/classroombrew. We are at Classroom Brew on all the social medias and classroombrew@gmail.com. So you can tell I'm losing my voice a little bit already, and it's Friday night, so we'll see how that goes. But subscribe, whatever app you're listening in, give us that rating and review, whatever it is. And until next week, you want to do it?
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to see. That was like a little pop quiz. But until next week, class dismissed. Hey, buddy. Marty? Oh, he's asleep. Oh, little guy.
He's pooped out.